How do you like Schrödinger's definition of life? Can you give a little better definition for life than his? In his definition of life, there are the concepts of equilibrium and disorder. Everything, especially the complex systems in this world, if they do not have the power of life, they go into equilibrium, a chemical equilibrium. And living things, they avoid equilibrium and also disorder. That means this chemical equilibrium is equivalent to maximized disorder, and this disorder is also called as entropy. And the opposite word of entropy is, we can say, an order. And high entropy means highest the disorder, and the high order decreases the entropy. If there is a boundary for keeping that order against the equilibrium, maybe we can define that as the boundary of life. And once we have that definition of a boundary, then inside this boundary, maybe we can define this is the life forms. Then outside of this boundary would be environment. And the important concept here is, inside this boundary, the living things always try to keep the order at the expense of materials and energy usage. So, if you think about the environment of the life, especially the life forms we see on this earth. On this planet, the basic environment for life is water environment. You may think maybe the solid surface of the earth or maybe the air sphere, but actually most of the life forms are abundantly concentrated in water area. Then we can think the basic environment of our life forms is water condition. Then how can you isolate and also define our life form from environment? Then you can think the boundary material, it should be immiscible from water. Then this is one example of that kind of boundary materials. In this structure, the inside is hydrophobic and outside is hydrophilic. An example of these molecules, let's say, they have a hydrophilic head group and also hydrophobic long, the hydrophobic area as a tail. Then this tail face to each other. And then inside here, this is the hydrophobic, which is isolated from water environment. And the head group is hydrophilic. So outside is also facing to the water environment, and also inside is facing to the life forms in here. So the typical example of this kind of material is fatty acid. Fatty acid is based on this kind of a long the hydrocarbon chain, and one end is carboxyl acid structure. So with this carboxyl acid, it can be easily ionized to generate the carboxylate, the anion, which is strongly hydrophilic, and inside is hydrophobic. And this is the basic boundary structure or cell membrane structure of our life forms. For a little more details, how could this kind of a fatty acid define the origin of life, and also how they grow and develop into life forms? So let's hear the summary of excellent lecture of Professor Jostek of Harvard Medical School.